Hi, this is Dan.
And this is Ryan from DNR Gaming.
We're back again for another GTA mission.
And this is the third video now.
Yep, third GTA one.
This is the one where we had to speed a lot of things up and edit a lot of things down due to...
And redo.
Yeah, and redo. Had to go back. We finished an hour and 47 minutes recording. And then after we done that, once the video was exporting out, it decided to lose a whole 40 minutes. So we had to go back and do the first half of it again. And luckily it was only the first half, because the second half was an hour long. That has been cut down to 2 minutes of montage.
It's a pretty cool mission as well. I like this one, I enjoy this one. Apart from obviously him whacking his old Johnson out.
Yeah, you actually see Trevor's cock.
Unfortunately so.
Yeah, he's a messed up character. He doesn't really give a shit about anything, does he?
I like the way that the clothes have all changed from the, obviously, when we redone it.
Oh yeah, it puts it back into their basic clothing, doesn't it?
Is that what it does?
Yeah, because normally I have Trevor running around in a suit because I can't stand him looking like this
Bum.
trash.
Look at the sweat stains.
It's bloody horrible, man. I like his tattoo around his throat though, with the dotted line saying "cut here." It's really cool. But yeah, so this is a 30-minute long video, which was cut down from an hour and a half.
You did it quicker the second time around as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, sped it up a bit here.
I got a lot of speeding up because it was boring. The driving was too long. It wasn't exactly well drove either. I think the second time we did the driving was quite good, but the first time was bad. It was a shame that we had to re-record this, because the first time we had some quite funny moments, didn't we? Lost the lorry, trying to get the bloody lorry back on.
Yeah.
Had to go round, do circles just to get it back on.
I mean, for being a very basic mission, it was quite fun, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
So the storyline is Trevor's on the hunt to rob the dockyards, and he's using this one guy who's with him at the moment who's got penis envy, and his missus is probably knocking off half of the dockyard, and his buddy is his cousin. Whose cousin is it? Is it Trevor's or...?
No, the cousin is...
Him.
Yeah, his cousin.
And the cousin's a bit of a spaz, really, isn't he?
Yeah, he is completely backwards. Definitely a slow person.
So yeah, Trevor, he doesn't know what he's looking for, but he is looking for something special, so that's kind of where we're at.
All he knows is there's military bloody protecting some cargo on there.
Yeah, and that's piqued his interest, isn't it?
Yeah, so which is why he decides whatever they've got, we're going to rob. So the next video after this will be the actual heist, I think. Get Franklin and Michael in on it, and
use my now expertise of flying.
yeah, your hour-long session of the training.
It was a painful hour as well.
That was a painful hour. It was even more painful to watch. But we got a good 2-minute montage out of it, so we're absolutely fine. And these bits are a bit slow. I mean, this mission was definitely not action-packed, and it was a bit of a drag having to re-record it. And this vehicle, I don't know if you can use it at any other point, but it'll be quite cool to see if you could run along and pick up cars and start dropping them about. So we're going to definitely look into that. But I know they took a few vehicles out of single player, out of multiplayer that were in single player. And I kept doing this here as well. Every time I kept walking away, and it would stop this fella because I was walking too far ahead, so I had to go back. And I was getting bored when I was on a crane, so I had to find a shortcut down.
Yeah.
I don't know if I left it in, but there's a death somewhere just trying to climb the crane. And it was a whole bunch of bullshit.
So now you're getting sent on there.
Yeah, so what we're doing now is just going to pick up a couple of pieces of cargo. And we got to it's literally drive there, pick it up, put it down somewhere else. I failed, didn't I? Because I put it down on top of the other one, and they said I damaged the container.
Yeah, so you're a little stressed about that, didn't you?
Yeah, I got really pissed about that. That was terrible. Hopefully, I cut it out.
I hope you didn't. Funny. You probably did, to be fair.
Yeah, because we did really shorten the video, didn't we? But yeah, these things actually handle really well, unless you're reversing. It's like the forklifts. I think it's because it's rear-wheel drive. No, rear-wheel turning. It's a lot easier to corner. I find it easier anyway. Decided to switch to first person here because you can't see shit all from third person.
I wonder if GTA is one of the longest running PlayStation series of games. It's got to be up there
What do you mean,
as I mean, like, say something like, what was the first games? What was their Virtual Fighter? They've
Yeah.
stopped now, haven't they? Is it Virtual Fighter? What? No, was it what?
Street Fighter?
No,
No.
it was something else.
Oh, is that Streets of Rage?
No, because they didn't do it on PlayStation.
Did they not?
It was one of the first fighter games.
I don't know. But
It was something like Virtual Fighter. And they had,
Def Jam,
I'm talking like first couple of
the
years.
original PlayStation.
I was talking like how, because Def Jam must have come out after GTA, the
Yeah.
original first one.
I don't know. It's talking about a long series that's been going on for a while. That's got to go towards FIFA, hasn't it?
Oh, it probably is the longest.
Yeah, probably the one with the most bloody different releases.
What did I have? I think I had the 94 or 5 when it was on Mega Drive.
I remember the
I
piece
think I
of
still got
crap,
it.
piece of crap World Cup game. What was that? 2004 or something like that? 2002.
World Cup.
When was the last? When was one of them World Cups?
Well, they did loads, they're every 4 years.
Oh, yeah, I know they're every 4 years, but I don't know. When was the last one?
What are we talking? I mean, what platform are we talking? PlayStation?
PlayStation or Xbox, I can't remember. I think I had it on Xbox. Yep.
Fail.
There we go. Fail. There's fault. Here we go. Put it down here. Don't want to have to push the other one out and damage it.
But you damaged it anyway.
But I damaged it anyway. Really pissed I didn't cut that one out. Because that was a whole bloody drag.
But all you've done now is taught someone who's watching it
Yeah.
how not to do it.
Yeah. There we go. Walkthrough. Don't do that. If you was pausing the video and driving along to it, you'll be really pissed right now because you would have failed. But yeah, back to the series. I mean, Tomb Raider. That was 97 or something like that.
That was PlayStation only, wasn't it?
Yeah, originally. Well,
Yeah, it's got to be up there. Because they're still making them.
yeah, they revived it. And have you played the newer ones?
No, I didn't.
Absolutely brilliant.
Is it when she's younger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it more based around her father as well?
No, but it's how she become to be like a survivor adventurous sort of thing that she is.
It's kind of done like Uncharted, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a bit like Uncharted. But you say that, but then Uncharted was basically Tomb Raider, wasn't it? It was a male Tomb Raider. But
No, I meant the mechanics of it.
yeah,
Because
but
obviously we had that gap from Tomb Raider kind of flopping a bit in the last.
yeah, it really did go
And then
downhill.
they brought Uncharted in. It did well. So I don't know if the same company got their hands on it. It's very, it looks like
No,
the
I
same
don't.
kind of,
No, they didn't. I think
No.
it's Square Enix now, the people who made Gears of War, I think.
Oh, right.
So yeah, no, they're not the ones who make Uncharted. I think that's Naughty Dog or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember their name, but I know they make really good games. I think they made what's that one that The Last of Us?
All right.
I think they made that. I'm probably wrong, but I think they did. They've definitely got a really good
See that
team.
the order is very, very similar. Like the way when you actually get to play the game, you're not doing a cutscene. Is very similar to The Last of Us.
Is
The way
it?
it moves, yeah.
I haven't played Last of Us yet. I definitely want to have a go at that because it looks brilliant. Shame it's obviously a PlayStation exclusive. But I guess have you
Get
got
it
it?
remasters. No, I've got it on the PS3, but it wouldn't transfer to my PS4.
Ah, that sucks. So we'll try it Yeah, we'll definitely get that soon because I want to have a playthrough of that because it looks like an absolutely brilliant game. And I hear that the multiplayer in it is some of the best multiplayer going. Like, I think it's completely different to everything else, and I think it actually the multiplayer is a lot like Tomb Raider multiplayer now.
Never played it, so I wouldn't know.
No, saying that though, back to the Tomb Raider thing. That's exclusive. They've bought the exclusivity for Xbox One now, so it'll be coming out on Xbox One, and then a year or 6 months later, I think it is. Here we go. I was trying to speed it up, slowed it down, but yeah, I think it's either 6 months or a year later it'll finally come out on PlayStation 4. So it's going to be.
It's annoying when they do that.
It is annoying.
What exactly are they trying to achieve?
I think it's literally Microsoft pay them a bunch of money, which comes out on their platform first. So they're hoping people who want that game are going to buy their platform just to play it. But
I think you're either one or the other, really, aren't you? I mean,
yeah,
and I know some people have both, but they always favour one.
yeah. I mean, I don't actually favour one. I prefer the Xbox, and I prefer the controller. But I wouldn't, if someone was offering me a PlayStation, or if I had the money, I would definitely buy a PlayStation because they both have really good games and they both have exclusives on there that are worth buying.
It's the blue. Well, obviously, don't mean a difference.
Here we go.
Anymore.
This is brilliant.
Another little glitch.
Yeah, just drop your face into it.
That's two we found now. The car one.
What happened with the car?
Where I put the car up I drove the car right up to the stairs of the door.
Oh, and I got
Like
on this pivot point and I couldn't move. Yeah, this is a whole mini game thing.
And if you want to speed run it, this is a pretty good one to follow you on because you just kind of boshed it. You didn't even change view.
No, I couldn't be bothered this time. I was like, is it going to lift it? If it doesn't go high enough, which it doesn't, it's going to drag up and then you just lift it a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, going back to the exclusive thing, there's a lot of things that people are buying now, like Sony are buying things and the exclusive rights to release the game for however long, which is a shame. Like, I prefer companies that no longer prefer to do exclusives. Like originally, Devil May Cry was a PlayStation exclusive, wasn't it? And the Metal Gear franchise was PlayStation exclusive.
Oh.
It wasn't until the Xbox 360 that they finally brought games out onto the Xbox, and they were remastered. I think originally they were just remastered old ones, and then they brought out that piece of shit Metal Gear with Raiden as the main character. Is it Raiden?
Really? What, for Mortal Kombat?
No, is it Raiden? I don't know.
Raiden's for Mortal Kombat.
No, he's the guy in it, Metal Gear with the sword. Do you not know?
I never played him.
You never played any of the Metal Gears?
No.
I've never played any other than the Phantom Pain and Metal Gear 4, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was 4. That made me laugh. I loved that game just for the fact that he's old in that game, and if you do a frontwards roll, sometimes he would stand up and hold his back and say, "Oh, I'm too old for this shit," and he'd like fatigue like that, and that was really funny. I found that brilliant, but yeah, that game is another game that had the problem of being more cutscene than anything else.
Yeah, the last one they complained about, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which is a shame. I mean, Hideo Kojima, I think that's how you pronounce his name anyway, he's the creator for Metal Gear, and he's left, well, shit's gone down. He released a statement saying that he wanted to leave making the Metal Gear franchise now, and then stuff's gone down between him and Konami, and they've took him off all of the Metal Gear franchise posters to promote the thing. Mm-hmm. Normally it'll be Hideo Kojima presents and then Metal Gear, but they've took his name off everything.
Well, because he didn't like the last one.
No, I think it's because he didn't want to be making the Metal Gear anymore. To him, this one, he wanted to be out of it years ago, right. And he tried leaving the game to the other team. He tried leaving the game to the team to create on their own, but he didn't like the way they were doing it, and that was back in like 2005 or maybe even before that. So he keeps coming back to make these games because his idea of how the game should be is the definitive because it's his creation.
Yeah.
And he no longer wants to do it, so Konami have basically got him to fuck off, and he's going to be... They were supposed to be making the Silent Hills game, wasn't they? I told you about that trailer.
Oh, yeah,
that
you
playable teaser trailer,
Yeah.
which was one of
What's his face, isn't it? Isn't he?
yeah, Norman Reedus.
So
the
that's
one
all
who played.
gone.
That's gone tits up now. They've announced that they're cancelling that, and that's no longer coming out because it was supposed to be Hideo Kojima and something Guillermo del Toro or something like that.
The director.
Yeah, the director. They were
Pan's
supposed to
Labyrinth
be.
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they were supposed to be making that together, and since shit's gone down between them, that's no longer happening. So,
It's a shame. That'd been good because he's a bit of a freaky director.
and the playable trailer, they've removed that from the marketplace and PlayStation Store as well now. So, it's literally they've gone and shot themselves in the foot really because
Well, someone else will snap him up, won't they?
yeah,
Or he do his own company.
yeah. Well, they had their own company, and the Fox engine I think actually was his company's creation, but I think it'll probably be trademarked by Konami, so they're
Yeah.
gonna end up having to keep it. So all of that's gone tits up, and which was a shame for Konami really doing all of that because
Well, we lost 2 good games.
yeah, and I think they're pretty much the only massive games that make them a lot of money.
Well, the PS, what is it, Pro Evolution Soccer, has sucked for years.
That's a bad game anyway.
Because FIFA was always second best for me, probably in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then...
Saying that, I did like Pro Evolution Soccer, but they never had the player rights, did they?
No, but it never mattered because the gameplay was so much better and it was really difficult. And then for some reason they brought, like, I think actually what ruined it was going on to PS3. All the PS2 ones were absolutely brilliant. I still got them now, and I still play them now. But as soon as it went to PS4, 3, sorry, that was it. It ruined it.
They tried to push it and stretch it and make it more than it needs to be.
And then FIFA kind of took back over again.
Yeah. It's that FIFA Ultimate Team that people play now. With
Yeah.
like, I don't even know how that thing works. I think it's like you buy player cards and...
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you play people online.
Do you?
And
Do you
then-
actually get to play football yourself, the football?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Is it... Oh, okay. I thought it
You
was
get to play,
literally...
that's what I mean. You play people online in a match with those players,
Ah,
and you try it, and there's like certain. You get a bronze team, a silver team, a gold team, and obviously your idea is to build the best team you can. But there's also only certain cups your bronze team can play in, and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, I never got how that works. I mean, that's pretty much a cash grab for them as well, isn't it? It's literally... You can buy packs, can't you? You can buy players with real money.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's probably one of the reasons they implemented that is just so they've got more reasons for people to buy it. And I don't know what we're doing here. Why are we just sitting on a pause screen? Something must have happened. We must have been doing something. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that sort of thing. But talking about services that you have to pay for, what are they called?
Is it like the PS4 you have to pay for now online?
Yeah, I don't think you have to, but I think if you do, you get discounts and like free games and
Because
stuff.
I tried getting online with Bloodborne,
Yeah.
and it went straight to the you need to pay.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, no, I stuffed that up. Just won't play online.
Oh, so I assume they probably made it payable for online now, and you have to do it.
I think because that was
But I think it's worth
in
it.
the works.
I think it is worth it because I think you get quite a bit of discount on all the games.
Well, I did have the PlayStation Plus, whatever it's called, for about a year. I think I had a year subscription, and I did use it, but I don't like being forced to pay to play online.
No.
I mean, lucky for me, I don't play a lot of online games.
I mean, I think it's better really. I mean,
Well,
My-
Bloodborne's easier if you play online because you get to summon.
yeah,
Yeah.
like most people, well, Microsoft, they've always had the pay online thing, and
That's what originally put me off when I had the original choice of the two.
yeah,
That was the first thing that put me off.
but they've always had better security and they've had less hacks and people taking down their service, because I think that money does go towards something that's actually helping you. Like with the PlayStation, you always go on to like Modern Warfare 3 and 2, and you go into games that are completely modded the shit out of. You've got someone flying around the map
Yeah.
in God mode, so you can't kill them. Yeah, so I think in that sense, that makes it worth paying for, and especially if since Sony are doing that now with PlayStation, is hopefully their service becomes better and more stable. Because it wasn't entirely stable, really, was it?
No, and I suppose you're relying on them a lot, obviously, to secure your. I mean, how much did that cost Sony last time when they got hacked?
That cost them absolutely billions, but that wasn't even just the PlayStation, was it? Network or anything. It was they had movie deals and releases being leaked. They had business deals and everything being leaked. Absolutely everything. I mean, I think it was even recently I read that an email was leaked where Sony, they offered Daniel Craig like 5 million or something even bigger than that to use their Sony smartphone as James Bond's phone of choice within the next James Bond film.
Is that down to Daniel Craig then?
It's down to a couple of people. The person who writes the film, Daniel Craig, and a couple of other people, I think it is, and they offered it would have been like 10 million to the film itself, and then 5 million to the producer,
Right, yeah.
and money to him. And Daniel Craig, and I think it was a producer or director or whatever, they emailed them back saying, no, we don't think your phone's top of the range and it's not good enough for James Bond. So that sort of shit got leaked as well.
Jesus.
That's got to be damaging, isn't it? Where you're trying to get your phone promoted and people are telling you it's not good enough.
I didn't even know Sony did a phone.
Yeah, my old phone was a Sony Xperia.
Oh, of course, Ericsson, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sony
it used to be Sony Ericsson, but I think Ericsson either went under or just got bought out completely. So
They were all those block phones, weren't they?
yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything's just a Sony phone now. There's no longer a Sony Ericsson attached to it.
So where are we in the mission? We've completed our scouting.
Yeah, we completed our scouting. I think it's literally we go to Michael now, then we got to go to the thing and just go do the flight school.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. So I think we'll just shut up at the flight school part and just watch that and see how that goes. Just let the montage play. But what was we talking about? Exclusivities.
Mhm.
You've never got to play Gears of War, have you?
No.
Probably some of the
Or
best,
Halos.
Or Halos, yeah.
I mean, I've played them, but not to the extent where I've owned one and gone through it all.
Yeah.
It's always been like when you brought it over, or I think I've played Gears of War a couple of times with my stepson.
Yeah. With Gears of War, that's probably one of the best franchises that was out there, and I think Microsoft I believe it was Microsoft. They went and bought the Gears of War franchise now because I think it was dead in the water.
Right.
They made Gears of War 1, 2 and 3, all of them were brilliant, and then they made a fourth one which was a prequel called Judgment Day, I think.
Isn't that because they wanted to bring back the character? Didn't they kill off the character in the third one?
He survived. They killed off a couple of people, and he's not even in the fourth one. I think that was one of the major losing points for the game as
I
well.
think that's what I remember talking to someone about it, and they said, "Oh, such and such isn't in it, and he's the main character, and it's not the same without him." But
yeah, they took one of the side characters who was like part of the main group. They took one of him, and you play as him during Judgment Day with a completely different team, and I just don't think people liked the game and it lived up to the expectations since the first trilogy were so good. But
Halo got a bit of bashing though, didn't it, for the last one?
yeah, Halo's always getting bashing though. I mean, Halo is definitely one of the best, most deep franchises you can play, especially with all of the books outside of the games and the graphic novels. You've got a TV series with that's partnered
What
up
come
with
first?
the game.
The game.
And originally, it was supposed to be a Mac exclusive.
Mm.
Back in '99, I think it was, and it was supposed to be a completely different game. But then Microsoft went and bought it and made it into a first-person shooter for their original console.
Mm.
So that's how that come about.
Yeah, 'cause I did have the Xbox, the first one, but I think I only had like football games and stuff on it. To be fair, I didn't play it a whole lot.
I remember the way I fell in love with Halo was my mother bought me the original Xbox, and the 2 games that you got free with it, they didn't even come in cases or anything, they just come in little slips. Was Halo Combat Evolved, the first one, and Midtown Madness 3?
Oh, it's a taxi game.
No, I think it is pretty much a taxi game.
I think it was a taxi game, wasn't it?
Yeah, you do driving missions anyway, and there are a few ones where you have to pick people up and drive fast or slow, depending how they like it. And I mean, them 2 games were absolutely brilliant. I played the living shit out of them. I mean, I put so many hours into the campaign of Halo Combat Evolved. I know that thing back to front. Me and my friend, he'd always come round because he didn't have an Xbox, so we'd sit there for hours just doing this before they even integrated Xbox Live into the games. I think Halo 2 was one of the main ones that they brought Xbox Live out for. But we sat there and literally just done split screen Halo on pretty much the same levels, just getting into every nook and cranny, finding every single glitch we could, getting outside every maps. It was just... And the linearness of Halo's changed. On a couple of levels on the original game, they were like, more, you can go do this, or you can go do this, and it doesn't matter which order you go. And it was like, I think it was probably the 2nd level where you actually get onto the ring planet. And they changed that. Yeah, I mean, that level was like quite a huge level for the time. And you could make your choice of where you want to go and who you want to do first. And then they changed that up and they dropped that whole part of it, and it become more of a Call of Duty sort of thing where you just literally go straight through. Everything's laid out for you. But no, Halo 4 got a lot of shit because people were in love with Bungie, the company who made Halo, and they no longer wanted to do it after making Halo Reach, which was probably the 4th one, and well, technically the 4th Halo game, but not Halo 4.
Why did they not want to do it?
Because they just thought they didn't want to oversaturate the franchise. They didn't want to run it into the ground. They thought where they were, it was perfect, and it didn't need to be gone on anymore.
It's me driving.
Yeah, they no longer wanted it to go on anymore, so they thought they'd leave it. So then I think another company took over for them, and the new company then introduced a whole new load of aliens, and people just thought it was more of we've just shat all over what has been built up already. I think that's probably the main reason why people don't like it. It's just because they were in love with Bungie so much because of how well they had made the game.
It's the same problems with Call of Duty, though, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, saying that, Call of Duty's always had 2 developers. I think it literally, from the beginning, it was Infinity Ward, then Treyarch, then Infinity Ward, then Treyarch. Now they've got 3 developers, so now they're on a 3-year cycle. So a new game comes out by a new developer every year, but that gives each developer 3 years to actually produce their game, instead of the 2 they would normally have, because they'd release a game and then instantly start working on the next one.
Right.
And while they're still working on their other one, the other developers put in their finishing touches on so they can release it. So they had them one every year, but one from each company every 2 years. So now, which is a shame with how the Call of Duties are coming out now, because they've got smaller campaigns than they used to have. And I think they're trying to shift towards, we want to do just multiplayer.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty campaigns, although they're always over the top and unrealistic, they're extremely fun campaigns to play. And I think they
So
were...
who's doing it this time? You said Treyarch, didn't you?
Treyarch are releasing Black Ops 3 now.
And they're the ones who brought the zombies in?
They were the ones who originally done zombies, because they done World at War.
Right.
So which is one of the reasons I'm excited for Thingy, because it's the legitimate zombies are back.
Right.
Yeah, so with all of that, but Infinity Wars were always good.
And they did the second one.
They done Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3.
Who did Black Ops 2?
Black Ops 2 was Treyarch. So I think it was we'll go from Call of Duty 4. So Modern Warfare was Infinity Ward. Then it was World at War, Treyarch. And then Modern Warfare 2, Infinity Ward. Then Black Ops, Treyarch. Modern Warfare 3, Infinity Ward. I think the next one after that was Call of Duty Ghosts, which was Sledgehammer Games. No.
And then a new lot.
Yeah, the new one. Because I think it was Modern Warfare 3. They partnered with Infinity Ward before splitting into making their own one.
Right.
So to get experience. So now we'll just be quiet and enjoy the montage.
When you take it out, continue to apply the brakes. Bad guys. Nicely done. To stop pretty fast.
This is Ryan signing out.
This is Dan signing out.
Have fun.
You as a father is enough to scare the boys off, I bet. But that's a surprise. You're the last person I'd expect to be carrying a picture of your family.
Listen up. I don't know who you are. But if you want to keep sucking down